But where else would you attack him?
Well, really the economy now and job development too. He was up in I think Frederick today, and he had outside of the pure economics of it, he was talking about a job development. I think he had a forum in Frederick. We were going to go up there, but we had a change of plans due to our scheduling conflict. And it's always funny when he speaks about jobs, it always somehow involves the role of government. And I always think to myself, like, what is he, Santa Claus? Keith, it's not his money. He said, well, we'll give you money for, well, thanks. It's our money. It's not your money. When they give these speeches, like I saw Governor O'Malley again on TV the other day, talking about how he was going to, he's building rental homes. He acts like it's his money. It's our money. So let me get this straight. You're going to invest, they say, which is really spend our money, in projects we weren't willing to spend our own money on, so you're willing to risk our money where we weren't, and somehow you're benefiting me as if you're, this is a charity case? Listen, there are valuable social programs, okay? We need a social safety net. Everybody gets that. No Republicans running against it, neither am I. We need to save our Social Security system. Medicare is collapsing. We need to fortify that, and I've put out some real tangible proposals on that. But to come out with these job development projects, spending our money, is crazy. I have an idea for job development. Let us keep our own money, invest in our own businesses, invest in our own capital, make our workers more productive, buy better products, invest in other companies if we need to, buy stocks, and let our pension funds take off. This recovery is not going to be led by government. And I think he's being very disingenuous by saying that. So that's an area, I think, outside of the pure economics we spoke of on those 5 points in school choice. That's a philosophical difference that I would really like to debate him on and get his answer as to why he thinks government is going to lead us out of this dreadful recession. It's just not. It's only prolonging the pain. At some point, we have to pull the Band-Aid off and let the wound heal. It will. We're the United States. We've gotten through this before. We can fix this.
And you just talked about healthcare, Medicare, Medicaid. What would had some proposals, some suggestions on what to do with it? Can you run through that real quick?
Yeah, we need to listen. Our senior citizens have built their whole lives around the Social Security system. They've been promised things by the United States government, and the full faith and credit of the United States government has to mean something. Full faith and credit. We have to take care of our seniors. We promised them this. The program was designed poorly. We have to acknowledge that. We have to get past partisan rhetoric and just acknowledge the program was not designed properly. It wasn't. It's going to be paying out exponentially more benefits within the decade than it takes in. That's not a proper design. We need to fix it. So what are some potential solutions we can start? And I want to caveat this by saying I don't support and will not support any changes that involve our population that's 55 and older. That's not a political pandering statement. That's a statement made because those folks are already bought in and have designed their entire lives around this program. They should not now have a Band-Aid ripped off them and said, now you're on your own. We can't do that. Again, full faith and credit has to mean something. But 55 and younger, that gives us time to adjust and rebuild. We can means test benefits in exchange for a no increase in your taxes. Because at some point, to pay for the program, you would either have to increase people's taxes or you'd have to decrease their benefit. There's no way to do it. But if we means test it, we say, listen, if we're wealthier populations, people who've done well, like myself, we're entrepreneurs. We'll figure it out. My wife and I. I'm willing to exchange no tax increases because I'll never support a tax increase ever for a means tested benefit from the program. I think that makes sense. It's a way to take care of our lower income populations and keep the program solvent for a little while. We also need to up the retirement age and base it on the longevity formula and not pinpoint it at a specific number because we're living longer. So it needs to be attached to a formula, not a hard age. When it comes to Medicare, again, 55 and older, I don't support any changes, and I'm not going to allow them to demonize me as some throwing grandma over the cliff. I'm not going to allow it. If they do, I will attack them back badly. Remember, it's the Affordable Care Act, some call it Obamacare, that's taken roughly $50,000 in Medicare benefits away from someone 55 and younger. Not me. That's just the number. So $50,000, if you're 55 and younger, you can look at potentially 10 fewer knee surgeries given to you if you needed them, or surgeries over your lifetime due to Obamacare. That's not my legislation. Okay, so 55 or older, we should stick with the program. 55 and younger, we need to look at something like the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program. And I was in that program as a Secret Service agent. It's a very well-run program. And you know why it works, Keith? Because there's choice. There's choice. They give you a booklet of quality private insurance programs. Mine was fantastic. And they say, you pick. You'll get a means-tested voucher. You pick from one of these programs. It's not a one-size-fits-all government model. It's a you-pick program. And it works beautifully. It's one of the best-run government programs out there. And we need to slowly but surely transition to that.
And should senators have a health care program? Should that be one of the perks of office?
You know, I was a Secret Service agent, and I had government benefits. It was my job, and I'd love to get out here and tell you, you know, let's just rip everything away from them and take it. I don't support lifetime pensions for them like we have now. I don't, and you know, if I could change that, I would take it away from myself as well. If I could get that legislation through, the health benefits portion, I do have a family. I'm not a rich guy. I'm just going to be honest with you. Most senators happen to have money. You have senators like John Kerry, you know, and Ben Cardin has a lot of money. I don't have that luxury, so I'm just going to be honest with the listeners, and I think that's refreshing. That I'd have a hard time supporting taking away health benefits. I had to do it. I have a program now called TCC, Temporary Continuation of Coverage. I'm actually still in the government program, but I pay fully out of pocket myself. It's expensive. I think it's $1,500 I pay a month just because my wife's pregnant. We're not rich. I wish I could afford it. Which, well, I do pay on my own, but I wish I could afford a different way of doing it, but I couldn't. So, yeah, I don't think I could support that.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll wrap things up. Maybe get you to kind of take a look at the GOP presidential field a little bit, if you could do that for a couple of minutes.
All right,
yeah. It's kind of fun to keep up with all that. But Daniel Bongino joining us, running for U.S. Senate. Of course, the seat currently held by Ben Cardin. We will be back and wrap things up next here on the town, AM 1530, FM 102.3, WCTR.